This right here is the focus of this damn video. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, baby. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing. Now, yeah, I know why tickets prices dropped. Because people quit buying the damn.
Officially, the WNBA boycott is in flames. Since Caitlin Clark was injured, ticket prices have dropped 49%. Is it a coincidence? Yes. I'm the Tooth Fairy, too. More quickly than a G League referee at a buffet in Vegas, fans are running away. Let's also assert that it has nothing to do with basketball's recent improvement. Why, therefore, is the league's downward spiral more difficult than a divorce on a reality show? This drama is more juicy than a halftime hot dog dripping with Twitter tears, so fasten your seatbelt. Let's begin.
The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48%, from $121 all the way down to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing. These are people saying, I'm done. I don't want to watch. Caitlin Clark's not. I bought tickets solely to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star Game. I made accommodations solely to get to Indiana to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star Game. She is injured. I have no interest in that.
Grow the game, they suggested. They intended for Caitlin Clark to be milked dry like a high school vending machine while hoping that no one would notice the league collapsing underneath. But you know what? Everyone took notice. The cost of tickets didn't simply go down when she went down. They collapsed in traffic like a WNBA layup. No grace, no execution, just plain humiliation. 49%. That isn't a reduction. With a please take this off our hands vibe, that's a clearance sale.
That is the people that decided to sell their WNBA All-Star Game tickets and kind of boycott this year All-Star Game. That is because of the refereeing in regards to Caitlin Clark being targeted and pretty much not having a special whistle. And in any other sport, most superstar players get that whistle. Unfortunately, Caitlin Clark has not been handed that whistle. And we even had Stephanie White on record basically saying that whenever you play against Caitlin Clark, there is an alternate.
And it demonstrates only one thing. The WNBA has no fans. Only Caitlin fans are present. This is a positive thing. The W never deserved her in the first place, so that's actually the finest thing. They marched out merchandise like they were printing hope on polyester, pled for relevance, and begged for attention. They used the golden ticket as a coaster after they eventually obtained it.
With the All-Star Game in Indianapolis, the WNBA was expecting record-breaking attendance. My inside sources, they are telling me that earlier this week, Kat Engelbert claimed that tickets to the All-Star Game were hot. Wait. The cheapest tickets for the WNBA All-Star Game, they were selling for $140. I wouldn't pay $140 to watch the NBA All-Star Game. Hell, I wouldn't pay 140 pesos to watch the annual embarrassment in the NBA. Much less paying $140 to watch a product that almost resembles basketball.
The league had one duty as soon as Clark arrived: preserve the investment. Rather, they gave her a target and a jersey and then instructed her to go befriend elbows. To be clear, no one is watching to see a group of athletes reprise their glory days from high school without any sponsorship. This isn't about the Las Vegas Aces, the Indiana Fever, or whatever New York is attempting to accomplish with that cheap Power Rangers lineup. It's about Clark. Clark has always been the focus. You only know there's a team in Indiana because of her. Before her, maze and potholes were the city's most thrilling exports.
The WNBA is paying attention to these trends. And they're seeing firsthand what Caitlin Clark is worth to this league, especially to the All-Star Game. Now, tickets were already sold up. As far as the venue's concerned, they already sold all 17,000 or however many tickets they had. But when it comes to the vendors in the arena, the shops in the arena, They're not going to have the same amount of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was there. The surrounding restaurants, the surrounding areas, the surrounding attractions, they're not going to have the same number of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was held.
They're currently experiencing sellouts until she stops performing, of course. Suddenly, the arena is more deserted than a WNBA player's news conference after a game. Indeed, people are angry. I'm angry, but not because Clark isn't playing. They are upset because, like a terrible wig in a downpour, her disappearance reveals the reality. When she's not on the floor, nobody pays attention. The show is her. The after-party, the halftime performance, the buzzer, and the traffic bottleneck on the way home are all her. It's simply aerobics and matching uniforms without her. Furthermore, no one is paying top dollar to watch what appears to be a clumsy mess league with better lighting, if she isn't present. The W seeks to project an air of superiority over any individual player. Yes, and Blockbuster believed that DVD rentals will always be popular. Breaking, the product is star power. It has always been. However, rather than shielding her, they let players who view every game as a therapy session for their unmet college aspirations body check her into significance. Oh, the cost is also evident. Lower ticket sales, declining viewership, sponsors side looking their spreadsheets like, did we really commit to this? It's not even subtle anymore.
Essentially paying to play Where's Waldo? Who is paying to do that? I'll tell you who. No one. Unsurprisingly, once it was announced that Caitlin Clark would be missing the festivities, once it was announced that the only star would be skipping the All-Star game, ticket prices immediately fell into the pooper, and they have been circling the drain ever since, trying desperately not to be.
The energy stops when Clark hobbles off the court. Supporters aren't dumb. To witness a passive-aggressive game of bump and run, they aren't purchasing expensive popcorn and parking fees. Instead of threats, they arrived for threes. They prefer magic to chaos. However, when opponents and teammates use the court like a WWE audition, it seems unreasonable to demand fair play and some real basketball strategy. The worst aspect is that individuals attempt to act as like this is commonplace, as if it were simply rookie hazing or physical basketball. No, this is annoyance masquerading as ruggedness while sporting a jersey. The league has been ignored for so long that it has no idea how to deal with attention without destroying itself. Clark was more than just their attempt to become well-known. The mainstream was her. They also built against her instead of around her. They are now surprised to see that the seats are as vacant as their long-term plans. Let's face it, Clark carrying the ball and the brand is currently the only thing that is constant in this league. The illusion disintegrates as soon as she leaves, even for a short time. Like a WNBA lead in the fourth quarter, the humor, the emotion, and the advancement all vanish.
People like that, like Alyssa Thomas right there, speaking out, have her speaking out or saying the things that she's saying about fans has led directly to this kind of thing. Caitlin Clark gets hurt, and guess what? Your demand vanishes because people ain't going to pay up to see these athletes that are ungrateful that their sport's growing.
And what's left is a product that cannot survive without her name appearing in the press. The WNBA does not currently exist. Everyone else is trying to get a retweet, and then there's Caitlin Clark. Let's say it louder then. No Fever fans are present. Season tickets aren't being purchased for moral wins and bench rotations. As if she were playing NBA Street, people are watching Caitlin break records and drain logo threes. She is the reason why people click on highlights, get seats and butts, and ask their grandmother why Iowa isn't still in the playoffs. Clark is the brand, even though the Fever made on the jerseys. It's amusing since the W believed that everyone would benefit from this. More exposure. They claimed more eyes on the game. But what they overlooked is that exposure doesn't mean people suddenly care about mediocrity. It just means they notice when the product can't live without one player's gravity. Clark was never just another rookie. With all the flickering candles in the room, she was the oxygen. The lights are also going out now that she's gone. Going viral was the league's goal. Congratulations then. For all the wrong reasons, you went viral. Because of the drama, hard fouls, and highlight videos that resemble security camera footage from a bar fight, not because of game-winning plays or exciting matchups.
Clark, she was officially ruled out before all of these things, and look at the news that dropped. This is wild. WNBA All-Star Weekend. It's supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here. And look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing. Uh-oh.
The person you allow to be pushed, tripped, and tackled in the middle of the day is the only one contributing real basketball to the discussion. Therefore, you deserve it when the ticket prices fall, the TV deals falter, and the fans refuse to attend another game without Clark. 49% is a number that speaks louder than your tough girl PR. That isn't the modification. A panic button, that is. It all comes down to one indisputable reality. Caitlin Clark's involvement extends beyond the WNBA. The WNBA is her. And that fact just becomes more apparent with each bump, bruise, and absence. Therefore, when supporters begin to leave with their wallets, don't appear surprised. Basketball is not being boycotted. They're shunning the crap. Let all burn. Let the ticket prices nosedive like a failed alley-oop. Let the ratings slide quickly than a soap bar in a jail shower. And let the seat stay vacant enough to echo, because eventually the numbers will do what the league refuses to do. Be honest. Reality can only be temporarily obscured by all the meaningless platitudes and empty venues. Furthermore, neither equality nor growth are currently displayed on the scoreboard. Ads for Caitlin Clark or bust are blinking.
Well, lads, today the All-Star ticket, last night, the All-Star ticket prices have been cut by quite a lot. They are being cut by quite a lot, and I think it is a bit of a problem. And the tickets are cheaper, but actually, you know what? I mean this. It is most definitely better. Most definitely better for fans that is cheap.
When a league deceives its own fans, this is the result. When supporters who turned up for Caitlin are informed they aren't really supporters, as though that were an insult of some sort. Please. Your mom just learned about the Indiana Fever because of her, and she's the major attraction, the box office, and the halftime show. Instead of watching guys with grudges make their way into highlight reels, viewers are tuning in to see Clark. We're expected to act as though this wasn't evident now that she's hurt and the product is unwatchable. The deterioration is deserved, not only anticipated. She was the focal point of the entire marketing plan. Until doing the right thing meant acknowledging who was bearing the burden, until protecting her made people uncomfortable, until it wasn't convenient. And now, more than any press release, the silence speaks. The data are telling you that Caitlin Clark was your business model. Without her, the WNBA appears less like a league and more like a team effort when the brightest kid no longer shows up. Viewership declines, revenue declines.
And we are here, right here. The tickets for this game, for this All-Star game, they've dropped by 50%. The ticket prices. The demand fell off a cliff. And it's not just the on-court product that suffers without number 22, Caitlin Clark. The entire weekend's economic opportunities have felt the fallout. This was conveyed with a July 18th post from NBA Central that wrote, quote, "The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48%.
Additionally, the cost of tickets drops like a summer clearance sale on extra bobbleheads. The message is plain. Without Caitlin, Nobody's buying what you're selling. Let's also discuss Kathy, the commissioner, while we're talking about messaging. The living, breathing LinkedIn post. She speaks with the intelligence of a PowerPoint used in a boardroom. Each statement seems to have been taken from a folder called Q2 Optimism. However, the problem is that no one is buying it. Not after her appearance at the championship, where she walked in wearing that NYNY dress as if she were Times Square in human form. She never met subtlety. That wasn't merely a style decision. It was blatantly discriminatory. In a moment that was supposed to celebrate the league, the sport, the athletes, all the athletes, she decided to play cheerleader for a specific team, a specific city, and a specific story. She now wants everyone to think she's impartial. Please. It was clear from that dress that I'm here for New York and vibes, not integrity. Therefore, the league's own leadership made it apparent who matters and who doesn't, which is why fans complain, players raise eyebrows, and the public rolls its eyes. And Caitlin Clark is the only one who has attracted more attention, more funding, and greater public recognition than anyone else in years. Additionally, she is being handled as though she were an intern who happened to stumble into the board meeting.
You guys have to come to the realization she's just it, bro. I don't even know what to tell you. This is not a situation where it's the regular games and people just not know. This is the all-star game. The all-stars. The biggest stars in the league. Again, bro, you have all of your big names there. You got the unicorn. Well, she's not playing either. You gotta listen.
The supporters aren't stupid, you see. They've witnessed the disdain. They have witnessed the mocking press footage, the welcome to the league body slams, and the strange fixation on trying to denigrate a rookie whose very presence prevented a dozen franchises from going completely extinct. The only thing left to witness, now that she's injured and out of commission, is the W's attempt to justify why no one is paying attention. Caitlin is the object of interest, not just the one who generates it. The attendance of every team she plays against increases. She suddenly remembers how to turn on the lights in every arena she visits. When she comes to town, even the teams that are supposed to dislike her can't help but profit. And yet they created animosity toward her rather than a supportive environment. Similar to a jealous roommate who finds it impossible to accept that someone else has finally paid the bills and cleaned the kitchen. The social media impressions. All roads lead to Caitlin, and every time she's missing, the league flatlines. How many times does it have to happen before someone up top stops spinning and begins listening?
Plummeted 49% and they're down to $64. I wonder what price they are right now. I'm just going to check what the get-in price. I just want to see what the get-in price is right now. Because I'm guessing the get-in price is probably... So on Ticketmaster, I'm looking through at the minute if it would actually load up properly. So on Ticketmaster, the cheapest seats are... So you can get seats for $75-ish in like really...
They won't, of course, since doing so would require them to acknowledge that they treated the one athlete who had the potential to be their Brady, their LeBron, or their Serena poorly. Rather, they placed her in a league that is currently deciding whether to be a fraternity or a corporation. They handled her fame like an accident, something to minimize rather than build upon, rather than making sure she would succeed. This had to do with business. And the customers left as soon as they stopped treating it like one. The market corrects you. You don't defend your product. Clark is not a publicity gimmick. She doesn't play a supporting role in someone else's story of redemption. She is the focal point, the ticket, and the narrative. The statistics continue to show that it's not just about one player, despite all the complaining. Every decline in viewership, every drop in ticket sales, every ghost town stadium is another glaring neon sign that indicates you messed up.
Well, shit. We have some really disappointing WNBA injury update. Caitlin Clark is officially ruled out for all events of the All-Star Weekend. She did say, don't worry, she's still going to be at Gamebridge. She's still going to be around. She's still going to be making her appearances, signing for the fans, everything she can do to make this a great event. But unfortunately, that groin is still bothering her, and it's the right groin now. We saw her get injured the other night. He was the left growing previously. She did release a really nice statement about it, so I'll go ahead and show you. I'm so excited for Indy to host WNBA All-Star Weekend. I want to thank Indianapolis Host Committee and all the people that have put endless work over the past year to put this event together. I know this.
And what makes it worse? Everyone saw it coming. Fans warned them. Commentators warned them. Half of social media was practically shouting, "Protect your star or lose your audience." However, the league prioritized feeling over strategy and vibes above vision. They're surprised to learn that the whole situation is collapsing more quickly than Kathy's trustworthiness. Nobody will be shocked if she wears a LOL JK dress to the next championship. The idea that Clark is the future is not relevant here. They are interested in talent, energy, and seeing someone make a real difference. And the league as a whole only has one individual doing that at the moment. With both hands bound behind their back, the W is fumbling their golden goose while she watches from the sidelines. Let the decline continue then. Let the data do the talking. Because the audience has already made up its mind, even as the league plays corporate twister and Kathy dons yet another tone-deaf dress. They arrived in support of Caitlin Clark. And as soon as she leaves, neither are.